if you're a mastermind and you truly write out this stuff and you have these people involved in it, you're putting on a play for people. And I have theories of a lot of artists who have done this. They start controversy as an idea to get news to come in. And then they run with it, and everything that's said, everything that's picked up by the people, they'll run with it. And it really does seem like that with a lot of them. And if it is, it's actually genius. It's crazy.
To an extent, but then it kind of that defines you as who you are. That's the only bad part is if you're not staying true to yourself, you're just kind of running with what people are doing, then you're just letting everybody else define who you are as an artist, and then that can kind of tarnish you a little bit.
I'm unstoppable like rolling, cracking out the mows. Never mind the road, I go whichever I'ma go. Nothing stop me though, rain, sleet, summer, snow. I'm a grind.
What's up, y'all? Hancock's here with the Music Making Sense podcast.
Yeah.
Where we come here to talk to you about music marketing, branding, and how to have success as an independent artist. With me as always is the one, the only Mohawk Dapper Dan, man with the plan.
I got on my hoodie today.
Absolutely, and we're here today with another artist spotlight, and with us today we got the one, the only artist known as SeAth. Dope artist here as well.
What's
too.
good?
He's actually signed to the same label as Royalty, who we did the last artist spotlight with.
Big Buff Records.
Big Buff Records, absolutely. How's it going, SeAth? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Awesome.
Great to have you on the show, brother.
It's
Absolutely,
good to be here.
Absolutely. KP, what you been up to here lately, man? Been doing good this week?
Well, just been doing a lot of research on I've been doing a lot of following up on this J. Cole, this Big 3 thing, man. I don't know.
You diving into that stuff?
Well, it's so because it's so fascinating, man. Because it's like now you're seeing a totally different turn with it, right? And now there's like fans who are getting emotional about the fact that Cole apologized, right? And that's like, and people are like, what the hell's going on? Nah, man, you supposed to beef with him and this, that, and other. But it's like, we've discussed this on the last episode on 37, episode 37. If you guys check it out, we talked about it on there. And the thing was just, and I pretty much, I called it out. I was like, he's just, Dreamville, the way his brand, he's just not gonna be that type of person. So
well, he's not that kind of person either. You know, like I haven't been weighing in on it, and I haven't really been following it, but I've been seeing people on my Facebook and stuff like that. They'll be talking about, talking shit about it or whatever and everything, and I'm just like, y'all expect J. Cole to be some hard gangster? Because he's not. He never has been. He, like, in his lyrics, he talked about how he wasn't that guy. How he tried to be that guy, but all of his buddies that were those guys said, no, dude, you need to go to college and shit. You're not like this. You need better shit. You know what I'm saying? He straight up said that. You know what I'm saying?
They were like, you're too smart for this shit, man.
Exactly. Now, if we're talking about, the snowman himself, Young Jeezy, different story. But no, like J. Cole, like, of course he's going to talk some shit and then be like, yo, man, hey, look, I apologize, man. It's all love, everything like that. Because that's the kind of person that J. Cole is. So like, it's just like, people expect, like, they expect something out of something that's not the reality, right. Like, you're talking about J. Cole here, you know what I'm saying? He's a solid dude. I'm not talking shit about the guy, but like, you can't expect him to be a junkyard dog because it's not him, know? And I mean, the whole beef shit, it is bad for his brand because his brand has never been about that. So for him to get involved in it and stuff like that, I thought it was kind of interesting, honestly. I mean, I never would have expected Kendrick to fucking start the shit. Like, honestly.
Was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of in his line a little bit, but it's kind of out of his line at the same time. Because like we were talking about the message with these guys last week on the episode. Yeah. And, as you mentioned, KP, Kendrick is about, like, his spirituality and everything like that. So, like, when you're a spiritual person, you're not really vindictive, you know what I'm saying? So, it's been an interesting turn, but I haven't really been diving into it. It's interesting that you're still diving into it a little bit.
Well, because it's not like it. Just
it's the controversy right now.
Yeah, it's a very exactly.
Yeah.
So actually, you know what?
It's the news.
Yeah. So since we're getting into this, like SeAth, since give us a little bit about yourself, and as we're talking about this, what is your take on it as well? Like, what do you? Where's your
See, I mean,
mindset with it?
it's all hard to combat with because it's all trying to compare different types of art, let alone artists. And then it's also facing an idea of like, yes, we're going to battle. All right, you call me out versus, oh, no, I'm sorry. I really don't want to do that. And those are
Right.
two things that haven't been seen. So it's double the pressure at the same time. I've weighed in with battling people before, and it's like I really don't want to diss you. I think you're a cool dude, man. Like, and I really
Right.
like what you do, and I don't want you to not do it because I did it better, or something like that. Even if it went either way. So yeah, it's a tough subject to talk about. I started talking with a couple of friends about it, and everybody in the room kind of acted like it was politics, and I was like, don't know what side I should be on right now.
Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not. See, the cool thing was with us is that we're not looking at it from a side perspective. We're looking at it more from the marketing aspect and how you and it just so just to kind of sum up, like with you or to add up a question for you as an artist, and again, like kind of tell us like a little bit about yourself as well. But you as an artist, where would you go? Where do you see yourself within this type of a conversation? If you or which artist do you see yourself like being like, okay, I would take more of this take more of that route, and why? So, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that would be a really good thing to like for, especially with you being an artist. And are you're in rap, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so just for the fact that you are in hip hop, so that with that being and two, I'm always kind of looking at it from a perspective of um what's the word, like visual identity. So let's look at, so that's another thing too, and the crowd psychology of it. Like, where would you go? How would you approach it? And do you see yourself being in that type of, identity? Can you see yourself in that with that visual identity as well?
Well, I'm 30 years old, so I've been doing this for like, I don't know, a little bit over 10 years probably. I started with like metal music and stuff, and it really went into rap because rap had like storytelling and it was funny, and we did it for fun. And I was told I should take it serious because I got good at it, so I started doing it serious. And the only comparison that is
first, I got to give you a clap for this for the metal.
Yeah, because he's a metalhead.
Pure metalhead. Just wanted to put that there for you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Continue, my friend.
All right, man. And shoot, the only comparison I really ever had, like a hardcore comparison, they were like, he sounds like Eminem. That's the only thing that they ever come at me with. So it's hard to back that down. It's like, wow, that's a heck of a compliment. But also, no, I am myself. You're just comparing that ability to, and it's so it goes on and on and on. And I've gone back with it before. I've sent diss songs to Eminem. I've sent diss songs about Eminem, about what people say. I talk about what they say versus what I think. I'm talking about what they say, and that's become a problem too. So either way you look at it, it's a hard subject to go at.
All right, y'all. I just wanted to hop in here really quick and let you know about my company. I know a lot of times we're sitting here talking to you about all the different companies that rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast, but I just figured I'd hop in here really quick and let you know about my company and the services that I offer. Now, my company is called Apex Music System, and you can find that over at apexmusicsystem.com. You can find a full list of all the services that I offer over there in my company. If you're a podcaster or you have an online business or you're an artist, I can help you out with anything, all right? I got services such as website building, email marketing, video editing, social media management, ad management, creative content, strategy, consultations, and I can help you out no matter what your budget is. Now that's key right there. I got great prices. Plus I have a wide variety of low, medium, and high tier services so I can help you out no matter what your need is. So make sure you go check out my company over at apexmusicsystem.com. And, like I tell you every time, make sure you let them know that I told you about my company right here on Music Making Sense podcast. So I know that this ad's actually working. All right, I'm going to shut up so you can get back to the show.
Yeah.
Was he an inspiration on you when you were younger and stuff? Like, did you listen to him a lot as well too?
I did. I really loved the way that he could move the words entirely. Before I could understand his message, I understood his emotion and his music and the poetry behind it, honestly. I've always
imprinted a little bit on you too. So when you started getting behind the mic, you probably resembled a little bit of that as well too. Like when I first started getting on the mic, I kind of had like a similar flow to Pac, because Pac was a big one that I used to listen to whenever I was, growing up and stuff like that too. So that's why I was asking about that, because, I could see people saying, yo, you really got like this kind of a vibe. Like people say I got like a Mac Miller type of vibe. I heard somebody the other day told me a Logic vibe, which I didn't expect that one. But it's the kind of depends.
Still legendary.
Yeah, I know that one was weird. I'm like, Mac Miller, okay, yeah, people have told me that before, but like I've never heard the Logic one before. That's interesting. But no, like if Eminem was, an inspiration for you to an extent, I could see you definitely unintentionally even just emulating him as well too.
Yeah,
especially his style.
How he could move people with his music was amazing to me. I mean, he would drop one song and everybody would be talking about it for like a month afterwards, about everything that was in that one song versus what somebody can do with a whole album in that month, and like my favorite
caught attention of a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite artist right now is NF. Do you know of him?
I've heard of him. Yeah, my kids have listened to him a little bit.
And it's because of his message and his producing he puts into it. It's all about the passion for me. That's what it is, truly.
That's positive, absolutely. So
now,
like,
now as far as like
what KP was trying to get through. So like, out of the big three, which, if you were involved in a three-way beef situation, which one do you think you would be closest to in the way those guys have handled it? Which one? Not exactly, but closest to,
Can you give me a little bit more information? Help me understand.
Yeah, so Kendrick kind of like started it. He's kind of like been out here barking and grabbing his balls and stuff. Drake has pretty much ignored it from what I've seen, right, KP?
Well, him and Drake ended up with they ended up collaborating on a song together. And one of them brought up the big three. Between Drake and Cole. Was it Drake or Cole? I think it was Cole. But he brought up the big. He mentioned the big three, right? And pretty much was in agreement. And then when Kendrick heard that on his song Like That with that he did a collaboration with Future and Metro Boomin. It was produced by Metro.
That's when he said it's not the big three, it's me.
And he said, fuck the big three, it's just big me. And then
yeah, so like he was the one kind of like getting it started, but then like Drake has not really reacted in response to that, right?
No, but he got a ton of unfollows.
Right.
He has, but it was mostly like a verbal response at a show.
Nothing like what J. Cole did, where actually J. Cole actually just came out and then he kind of retracted it.
Yeah, he ended up apologizing for his response. And then, which was recently. And so my thing is the question I'm asking you is like, if you were in that situation, would you be like Drake, who just addresses it on verbal stage yet, or has yet to address it, but not in a rap, really, which everybody wants him to, right?
I think
he's got to have somebody write it really good for him first.
Yeah.
I'm habitually known for not liking Drake and thinking he doesn't write anything. So.
This dude is the Drake. This is one of Drake's biggest draggers, okay? Just to let you know that. His guy.
I will forever talk shit
I
about
get it.
Drake.
I get it. I'm one of those guys. I just look at the psyche, the psychology of it, and where I could see the respect, but it's just so funny. This motherfucker just goes off. So anyway, back to the subject at hand. So what would be your, like, if you were in that situation, kind of who or which side do you think you would be like? Well, yeah, who would you think you would be more like, or who would you side you would be like? Okay, I would probably take more of this Jay's approach, Kendrick's, or Drake or Cole's.
I think I would 100% take Kendrick's position because I feel as though I started it, but I need to explain the situation further. I don't want to physically fight you. I don't want to handle this in the streets and somebody die over this. I want to see if I can match you and get the credibility I deserve. Like, this is what I want to do, so I would address that situation. And if I have to, I will insult you because it's the only thing that gets your attention. You know?
That makes sense. That's a pretty good psychological explanation of it. That's probably what he's doing.
Yeah. I think so because, I mean, come on. He had a lot of light, but he's hungry. He's very hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Drake, well, like we talked about in last episode, Drake is like a performer. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Kendrick and Cole, yeah, Drake is like the entertainer. I keep calling him Jake for some reason. But maybe because he looks like that new Jake from State Farm. But because you know, the new one, not the old one, the new one. And, but Kendrick, no, I was doing that. I was talking to my kids about it at the gym a little bit ago, and I called him Jake. I'm like, fuck, no, it's not Jake from State Farm, and they started dying laughing too. But they, he, you know, he's like an entertainer. Like he's like the big wig, like a Beyonce level of entertainer, right? He's out there entertaining everything, right?
The Rock,
like not exactly, but you know. And then, but Kendrick, you know, he's out here. He's a star in his own right. I mean, you know, and he when he makes tracks, they get heard and stuff, but it's not at the level of when a Drake puts out a track. You know, and even though
he gets that street cred and that rap,
he still does get
rap
that
cred.
Yeah, he still does. And he still does get that. Absolutely, he doesn't get the pop level, but he gets that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with J. Cole.
Industry support too.
Yeah, that too. And like we were talking about last week too, is that J. Cole can drop like one track randomly and never promote it, but it'll do numbers because all of his hardcore cult supporters, like they just follow everything he's doing. They're like, "What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, new track." You know what I'm saying? Like they like look for it, so he doesn't even have to do nothing. You know, and it goes. So like they all have like different levels of this shit.
Yeah. I saw No Life Shaq. Do you guys watch No Life Shaq at all? The reactor?
Mm-mm.
He dropped a video saying that he was mad. He said it from third person. He was so mad about this whole debate, and J. Cole apologizing. He's like, "We wanted blood."
Oh yeah. Okay. I saw a short.
I saw
a short form. I saw a short form.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to people like watching the car wreck type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everybody loved the fucking Biggie versus Pac beef until both of them motherfuckers got shot and killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's where
type of shit.
Bleeding,
so like people love the drama, and it's kind of like the whole news thing. If it bleeds, it leads. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And people like the drama. And then like when somebody like J. Cole comes out, it's like, yo, nah. You know, then they're like, what the fuck, J. Cole? It's like, what you expect? It's J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if Jeezy talks some shit and then was like, nah, sorry, then you'd be like, what the fuck? I get it. Right? You know what I'm saying? You get somebody like Mano or somebody like hardcore, you know what I'm saying? Even Cassidy, right? Somebody like that who talks shit and then backs it down, which Cassidy technically did. He felt bad for destroying Freeway's career, but in my opinion, Freeway never really had a career. But he
damn.
I'm just saying. This motherfucker, dude.
Him and Benny Siegel is not so much, man. They were on the Rock light. They weren't on the Rock, you know. And so when Cassidy fucking destroyed him, dude, Cassidy just like, have you seen that video? Cassidy just gets in there, he drops bars, and then Freeway's like, somebody put a beat on, and Cassie goes, man, and he just walks out of the fucking building. Because it was done.
Yeah,
it was done.
Yeah, it was done.
Dude, it was done. That was back in the Smack DVD era. You know what I'm saying? I'm aging myself. But no, it was like, but then Freeway was done. Done after that. Completely done. All right, y'all, let me take a quick break right here to tell you about something that's completely fucking ridiculous, okay? It's called HorribleDesigns.com. And I personally know the owner, and he's just as ridiculous as this whole fucking company is, okay? If you or someone you know loves stickers and mugs and shirts with crazy, outlandish sayings on them that just are designed to catch people's attention out in public and get them to laugh and point and ask you, hey, where'd you get that t-shirt, or where'd you get that sticker, when they see it on your car and stuff like that, y'all got to go check out HorribleDesigns.com. At HorribleDesigns.com, they have all kinds of ridiculous sayings on stickers and coffee mugs, t-shirts, vinyl stickers, magnets, and even mouse pads, okay? And I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out HorribleDesigns.com, you got to go check it out, because some things are straight up great, like the American Muscle mouse pad. It's got some awesome pictures of great muscle cars if you're into cars, or you know somebody who's into muscle cars and they need some great mouse pad to have while they're on the computer working. But then they also have dumbass fucking t-shirts that say things like, are you staring at my ass, with a picture of a donkey on it, or stickers that say, are you staring at my beaver, with a picture of a beaver on it. Stuff like that, man. Completely ridiculous shirts and stickers, coffee mugs, everything like that. Anything that you could ever think about having just to get people's attention, make a statement out in public, and just completely be ridiculous, and to do it with some horrible designs at the exact same time. And like I said, I know the owner, so he hooked us up with a great deal where you can save right now by using the link below in the description. Whenever you go there and shop, you will not only support Music Making Sense podcast, but you also get a great deal on any and everything that you decide to purchase every time that you use that link right there in the description below. So make sure you go check that out right now, HorribleDesigns.com. Use the link below in order to get good savings. Go check it out. Buy some ridiculous shit for yourself or someone you know. All right, now let's get back to the show. You know, and like Jeezy on his book, the fuck was that called? Adversity for Sale, his book. Yeah, he actually talked about how he kind of felt a little bit bad about the Gucci Mane beef that he had. But the only part he felt bad about is that when he put out the 20 stack bounty on his icy chain, that could have gotten him killed. And he kind of felt bad about it because he wasn't trying to have it like that. He was just kind of talk some shit, and he was a little reckless. And he's from the streets too, so there's that. Yeah. And technically he was still in them, but at that time. But so he felt a little bit bad about that. But at the end of the day, like, he did the verses with him and stuff like that, and was just like, yo, this is just a versus. It ain't like that no more, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like kind of squashed, you know, they did it for entertainment value and shit. But like Gucci Mane, according to Jeezy's book, Gucci Mane was really trying to goad him for that verses that they did in like 2020 or something like that. And Jeezy was like, nah, I ain't even gonna play in that. Fuck it. I'm just gonna get up there and do my tracks and leave. You know, like type of shit. He's like, I'm not trying to get that beef going again, because Gucci Mane was trying to reestablish himself. Because Gucci Mane, after that icy chain situation, Gucci Mane was done. He had to go underground for like 10 years. And then he started coming back acting like he was the hardest gangster in the planet. And it's like, you got snubbed by a couple of nobodies over a chain. You ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody put out a bounty over a fucking over a track. He's like set at the end of a fucking track one day, and you got snook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, but so, like, you know, that kind of shit, you know, if you have like a positive competition, it can actually go good for everybody. But when you get involved in like really hardcore beef, it doesn't end up well for one person. It just doesn't. I mean, look, MGK is seen as more of a joke now than he ever was before he started the rap.
That's what I was going to refer to.
You know what I'm saying? Same with Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? Same, like, you look at all the situation. MGK is a joke, dude.
I don't. Well, but okay, I'm sorry. Maybe because I'm looking at his success as a pop punk artist.
Yeah, but he's basically kicked out of hip hop for wearing fucking painted nails and looking all fruity and fucking.
Who gives a?
and getting fucked up.
So what? So okay.
He also
He
got
changed-
fucked up by
We don't
Eminem
want.
too.
We don't want. But
He
hold on.
changed
No.
everything about himself, including his rap style. He raps still. He just dropped a freestyle. I'm a big fan of MGK, actually. What he did hit Eminem's career, and it was crazy that it did, because at the level he was, he heard his name. That's
Rap
what he
Devil
wanted
was
to
a
prove.
decent track.
Yeah.
Rap
I
Devil
mean,
was a
No,
decent
just
track.
strike. Just hold on. But no, but just strike you, Harkles, for that doggone that fucked up compliment about him having pain, about him being fruit. That's not.
Was it really a compliment? But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
No, I said strike your ass for that, because that was a little.
I get what you're
That
saying.
wasn't
I get
cool.
it. I get it. But
that's what Eminem said too.
well, there's that too. Yeah, but that's Eminem. Eminem should say that kind of stuff. That's Eminem's like whole demeanor. You know what I'm saying? He's always ran with that. But no, like Rap Devil was a decent track.
Got him in some goddamn hot do I water too.
That too, yeah. But Rap Devil was a decent track. I'm not gonna deny that. But like he's like you said, KP, he's been so much in the pop and like even like the light rock or whatever type shit that he's been doing that he's not even seen as being anything in hip hop. Like you follow him, but in the general thing, like they're just like, oh, MGK, yeah, he's all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he when he dropped Rap Devil, it was seen as something, and then Eminem came and just like swatted him like a fly swatter.
Because the mass of people said it was one thing, he was forced to believe it. If you don't believe it, you're going against the grain. And he did it at his own concert. He put that song, I forget, there was that whole controversy where he did it at the concert and they started booing him for it. And that was because he was trying to go against the grain. So it was a lot. He actually started in like the pop punk music before he ever went to rap. He went back to that. It's crazy how he does all that.
That makes sense.
I give a lot of respect to MGK as an artist, not as a rapper, as an artist. And that's why. Because
for like the versatility of it or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
For his versatility.
The way he's able to go into any genre and kind of make it work.
That makes sense.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Post Malone kind of did that as well too.
I don't think Post Malone's better than him, though.
Well, no, I'm talking about like, using rap to get your name and then diversifying after that type of situation.
I don't feel like MGK did that, because I felt like because videos that I saw of him before he came out before he signed with Bad Boy, he seemed more like he was about that life, man. He was with, you know what I'm saying? He was with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't see him as one of them. I don't see him as one of them fake ass white dudes who was just trying to be like, I don't.
Well, I was trying to say he was being.
No. I'm not saying that you. I'm just saying no. I'm just saying like he doesn't seem like he was that. He came from. He was about that life. Yeah, he got, he white, so he listened to his punk and grew up around his classic and shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course. I mean that, and that's even like for me, dude. I mean, of course, I come from
you grew up in
Motown,
Detroit,
so,
and you love fucking Slayer and all that shit. So
right,
I mean,
but at the same time, I still was up there, hanging around the barbecues, listening to some to the Spinners and the Dramatics and the you know what I'm saying, and that black music, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hood,
right.
You know what
Your brother's also in rap.
The
Your
barbecue
brother's
music.
also a producer or something like that as well
exactly.
too. So
I'm sitting there smoking a goddamn blunt, nigga.
You're Chris Tucker on again and shit.
Right, man. Come on now, goddamn. Don't you?
Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he does pretty good. But no, it's interesting, man, because like doing beef shit never works, man. Like I don't know, I don't like it. I personally, I just don't like it. Like if you want to have like some kind of competition or something, okay, fine. But in general, it only gets you negative press, in my opinion. And
if
it just
I think
it
if
drives you
you're
nothing but negativity. What's up?
If you're a mastermind and you truly write out this stuff and you have these people involved in it, you're putting on a play for people. And I have theories of a lot of artists who have done this. They start controversy as an idea to get news to come in. And then they run with it, and everything that's said, everything that's picked up by the people, they'll run with it. And it really does seem like that with a lot of them. And if it is, it's actually genius. It's crazy.
To an extent, but then it kind of that defines you as who you are. That's the only bad part is if you're not staying true to yourself, you're just kind of running with what people are doing, then you're just letting everybody else define who you are as an artist, and then that can kind of tarnish you a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's what makes people, and that's for me. I know in the long run, this is where I view with J. Cole. And I was watching Ebros and them on Apple Music, and shout out to Ebros. He's saying this too, that within the history of hip hop and the longevity as the story continues, he's gonna be known to have his legacy is gonna be one of those that says he went against the grain and said, I refuse to beef like that. Yes, okay, I slipped and got upset and I let them get to me. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell y'all, instead of me trying to go off and be this, trying to make excuses for it, no, I'm gonna hold myself accountable for what I've done. Yes, I went off the radar a bit, but I'm back on my square. And this is where I'm gonna stand. That's why I apologize, right? And people are going to be able to see that, and they're going to say, you know what? He is the first brother to take it to a point where instead of him just going off, he squashed the beef, and he was the first partner, especially he's the first nigga to apologize in hip hop, right? Like
wait a minute,
pretty much. Yeah.
What about Benzino just apologizing to Eminem after 22 years? That
but that's after 22 years. He did it after like 22 minutes. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole did it after like, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole did it like 22 days or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a pattern that's happening.
Yeah, I could see that. But I think what KP's trying to get at is that it's in line with J. Cole's character to do something like that, though. It's like he's all about trying to be level and trying to do things different and things like that. So then whenever he got out of line, he's like, hold on, let me correct myself because I'm an example to all these other young men. You know what I'm saying? And so that is Benzino. I mean,
maybe that was
the spotlight for so long. I mean, he's like making himself relevant again, finally, type of shit.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's how I'm seeing it. It's like I forgot who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
It's like, okay, you're gonna apologize to Eminem after 22 years. It's like, who are you again?
Look. Yeah,
what's your opinion?
I don't really want to. Because I actually been following that one as well, and there's a lot to it. So
I haven't followed it at all. So
I've been watching because his daughter is Coi Leray.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I saw a little bit on that. One of my kids was watching something about how she was like trying to blackmail or besmirch his name and shit like that.
Yeah, but there's a lot behind that too. That's why I'm like, I don't really want to get into it on the show.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of family drama shit.
But what I'm saying is with Benzino, I sense what it is because and I can say this because of dealing with that type of anger as a black man.
Mm.
There's a lot of like he feels like, okay, there's a lot of things that he felt burdened by. He also and two, I don't think people understand, especially white. And I was gonna ask you this, Seth, because of you being that when you brought up Eminem, it was funny as I was thinking about visual identity. I was gonna ask you that about being, as far as like being a white MC, because I also have these. We have these conversations with Arcos, and I have these conversations too. And the fact that I'm also an African black male who's a metalhead, right?
That's pretty much our thing. He's a black dude who's into metal. I'm a white dude who's into hip hop. It's like who can best know each other's struggle of dealing with different shit than, in the music realm, especially at least, than each other type of thing.
Right. And the thing that I see with him is that there's that, it was the Stockholm syndrome that people don't understand that we deal with, especially within music. I think people don't see it as much as they don't see, they do, but they don't see how much of an effect it has, right?
And some people
Especially
hide,
when it
some
comes,
people keep it inside too, so that
well, yeah, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's one of those things that's crazy about is that you can actually see it. It's very surfaced. Like it's very clear in the surface when you hear it through the music, when you hear it through like Lord Jamar, you know what I'm saying? When you hear about BB King and or Ray Charles talking about Elvis Presley, you can hear it, you can see it. It's right there, like it's right in our faces. And I think with Benzino, it was the fact that he, along with many of us, are angry because we'll see mediocre white artists succeed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And
Eminem is mediocre.
Right. And that's how a lot of people, and a lot of
I mean,
people
no, I get
feel
what you're
like
saying.
that.
I just had to say something stupid
It's
there,
like-
but no,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
no, I get what you're saying, man. Like when you see that shit, you're like, what the fuck? Because you know, of the predominant culture that hip hop represents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could get how you could see that absolutely.
All right. I just wanted to come in here and let every single one of y'all who love raw, real underground hip hop know about a dope show I found over on YouTube. And they're exclusively on YouTube as well, too. All right. It's called Hip Hop Radar Underground. Make sure you go check them out. They got live Friday shows every single Friday, showcasing artists from all across the world, underground, raw, real hip hop. And if you're an artist, you can actually go and submit your music there too and get it popping on that show. It's a great place to go and network with everybody as well too. Everybody that watches that show and tunes in live are raw, real hip hop fans. All right. So it's a great place to find some real lovers of your music. And like I said, if you love listening to dope new music, make sure you go check them out. They also offer artist spotlight interviews as well too. So if you're an artist, you want a spotlight, go ahead and hit them up over there. Me and KP were just previously on there and we had a dope interview, sat down with the host himself, Sack Juggalo, and had a great conversation. It was a great opportunity. So I just wanted to cut this message right here for every single one of y'all who love raw, real hip hop, or you're an artist. Make sure you go check out Hip Hop Radar Underground over on YouTube. You can also follow them over on IG. Make sure you go check them out. All right, let's get back to the show.
You know, but yeah, back to KP's question for you, Seth. Like how did you feel on multiple levels? I know you said a little bit about how you felt when people compared you to Eminem, because you were like, well, I'm kind of proud a little bit, but at the same time, let me put out some diss tracks to separate from myself from him to not look like a copycat type of thing, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, and to make a little bit of noise, because if somebody else is
Right.
saying it, no, like, why not? You know, it's try every avenue, throw enough stuff at the wall, something's gonna eventually stick.
Yeah, and I mean that is one thing. I don't mean to cut you off, but that is one thing that, like, you know, I remember when I first started messing around with getting into hip hop, like 16, 17, something like that. You know, that was, we're talking about like 2005, 2004 and stuff like that. That was when Eminem was like way up here. And whenever, you know, I'd be listening to hip hop or I'd be talking about how I want to rap, like, oh, you want to be like Eminem? Like, no, fuck that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because like I didn't want to get compared to Eminem. I'm like, no, that's not. I'm nowhere near Eminem. Like on different levels.
Right, but also it's that history. Like you talk about. I mean, we can start with Vanilla Ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like look at that from it, and it started right there.
That's what,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
because he did come in and kind of hijack. Yeah. So yeah,
right. And we saw it with Beastie Boys, but we kind of like hip hop kind of.
They did it differently than Vanilla Ice.
Black,
though.
yeah, Black.
I feel like they gave back a lot more. They were within.
Oh yeah, they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that when they were in the 7th grade, I'll never forget, dude. We were sitting at the lunch table, mind y'all, predominantly black schools, so we were all sitting there rapping Paul Revere from the Beastie Boys because License to Ill. Yeah, we were all like, it was like I was doing the beat on the desk. A couple other people were like doing the verses. And then my other homeboy was doing the beatbox. We had two other dudes doing the beatbox. That shit was so fat, bro. And we were just killing it. But at the time we accepted the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching I was listening to R.A. the Rugged Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that at that time, record labels, especially when M came out, record labels really started getting at him to start dissing him and start doing the whole. That's where the whole where the melanin deprived MCs are always not getting along, right? But
so you're saying like the record labels were kind of pushing Benzino to the RA to go against Eminem.
RA was doing that too, and here's the thing with Benzino, because Benzino was like, I think, was he part owner or something of the Source magazine.
Yeah.
And the rate he gave Eminem, M got upset, and it was just one of those things where it was just like it ended up turning out pretty bad because Benzino had the power and he didn't give him 5 mics. And that's where M got all upset, and then it was just like,
I remember hearing about that.
Well, I wouldn't give Eminem 1 mic. He doesn't need it, so.
Damn. Wow.
What were you saying? So sorry, I gotta change the subject sometime by saying dumb shit. But
no, I heard that before about the Source magazine, because that was on the interview where they got him drunk, and that's when he cried about it. And it was intense.
Oh, no,
I feel like that maybe some stuff that I missed before, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know a lot about early hip hop in general. Honestly, I never faded into it until it became part of what I was doing, and then I was like, oh, well, I need to do my research. I can't just be out here,
Right.
So
you gotta know a little bit. Yeah, at least know a little bit if you didn't grow up in it. Absolutely.
Yeah, 50 years of it, bro.
And every little part of it.
And what's ironic is Nas is 50. He turned 50 the same year, like not long after, which is it's like he was born for it. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is definitely born for it, dude. At 18, man, he fucking has fucking Illmatic and it blew. Like, that's insane. That's insane. But he was also rocking with some heavy hitters too at the same time.
Yeah.
See, I was listening.
Seth, tell us. Yeah, I was gonna ask, but like, what have you been listening to, like, and just?
I was actually listening to Hopsin before I ever heard of Eminem. I was on to Hopsin. Hopsin is, man, I still put him in a league that's just it's up there because of what he can do. Yeah, and his visuals and what he has done to get it to happen. The story about everything that he did. He didn't have it, so he had to make it happen. And he put it in his music. He was raw about it. He was real. And just the delivery, the flow, like how it was purposeful was just intense. I listen to quite a bit of artists. I listen to a little bit of Logic because of his speed rapping ability and how he could do live concerts. I actually attended one of his concerts just to see what it was all about. He is an amazing entertainer. As far as that goes, I mean, he memorized every little detail and does it perfectly. And if something changes, he can just, go with it. It's crazy how well he entertains. And, but yeah, I have a little bit of all music in my background.
You were saying that like you were into metal and stuff and then kind of got into hip hop a little bit. What kind of stuff did you like for metal?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to ask that question, too.
I figured you would have asked that before the hip-hop one. Shit.
No, I was actually going to get into it, but like when you said that, I was like, when he was before his conversation, so I was going to ask the same thing. So, yeah, good question.
When I skated, we used to put on these playlists. My buddy who would introduce everything to me, and I'd be like, oh, man, who is this? This is really good. Mostly Attack Attack. It would be a lot of Attack Attack. System of a Down. They put that in there. I was loving that. Greeley Estates. Man, it's hard to remember because it was so far back. But yeah, from there, I listened to a lot of metal that did what Attack Tag did with their song Stick Stickly, and they turned it techno. So I started diving into that. I couldn't tell you the bands that I listened to that did that, but those were crazy and out of this world. That was the whole transition into that beat. That's where the beat came in, not the rhythm. That beat for the yeah. And before that, everybody in my family listened to country. Everybody. They wanted me to start
getting into metal and everything, and then kind of transitioned from there and found hip hop and kind of delved into that.
Yep, I had a guitar and I'd play country songs. I'd learn a little bit here and there. I started playing the guitar like a piano because like the keys on it are similar, so I'd play piano songs on it, and that transitioned into the electric guitar. Yeah, it was a whole journey from every genre.
Like a piano, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Dave Grohl played approaches his guitar playing more like a drum, like playing drums, because he's been such a long drummer
makes sense,
so long.
though. I mean, come on.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's even for me. Like when I was playing drums,
uh-huh.
when I would use my voice more, it was like I played better.
Because you played the drums like you played your voice.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense considering how you got your start and how he got his start type of situation. Where
if you check out another,
yeah.
If you check out this art, Jordan Rudess, he's the keyboardist for Dream Theater. He's starting to learn guitar. The cool thing is that when he plays piano, he's able to fret the guitar because he's been playing piano for so long. He's getting to play. Yeah. So it's So I can totally see where you're able to do, because you approach the piano, where you approach the guitar with the piano, because the same notes pretty much.
Yeah. And you're learning to use your vocal too. Like you would say how you would do the beat tapping on the pencil and then beatbox. I did a lot of beatboxing and pen tapping, and it's all an instrument. And if you can make it all work together, you can make it sound like different things. Like a lot of my rapping ability comes from beatbox. Like certain words sound a different way. Like skits, you have a lot of different things in there. You have the S, K, T, I, and the Z. And if you say it with no sound, it's just that's an instrument. That's the and it's all in beatboxing. Boots and cats and boots and cats.
Yep.
It's
boots and cats. Yeah.
And that's all part of the instruments and how it goes through everything. I've kind of been able to pick up a lot of instruments and play it off of like the key of things, if that makes sense. Like how a piano goes down, it goes down by one key, but a guitar, it skips a fret, but it still goes down. It's in sync. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and you said that like lyric wise, you like the raw emotion and stuff. I know you talk about with Hobson and stuff like that, with the story and everything, and Eminem as well too. So like that's mainly what you go off of with when you're creating your music as well, not just what you listen to.
Yes, definitely is the passion behind it. One of the things I try to put into that, like with my music, is people want me to get angry and they want me to yell in the mic, but I don't want to yell because I feel this type of way from trying to do it for so long. I just want you to hear it. And so that emotion goes into that, because it can get very upset, but it's at the same time, it's not yelling, it's not crying, it's just passion. However you're saying what you're saying.
That's dope. Yeah, that makes sense, because I mean,
perfect sense.
Yeah, music is an emotional instrument. I mean, whether you're playing the guitar, you're using your mouth, or whatever it is, it's an emotional instrument that has an emotional response in other people as well too. So tapping into it like that, man, I mean, I think that's the purest form of being a musician, because I mean, especially in hip hop, you get a lot of people that are just like, oh, let me try to fucking put some rhymes together and make some money. But at the same time, you got the other people like yourself, me, KP, and stuff like that, who see music as an emotional situation, and like a it comes from within. It's not like a heady type of thing where, oh, let me just think of some things real quick. It's like inside, of your core. and it
it's very
flows
hard to
out
write
of you.
sometimes.
Yeah, and it flows out of, yeah, exactly. You just there's this feeling I got to put the words or something to. You can't really get it out, you know. And
Yeah.
so that's what like a real artistry is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, and I was gonna ask you about your what's your approach to songwriting? Are you one of those songwriters who is trying to crank out a bunch of songs or try to like prove like, oh well, I'm writing 5 6 songs a day, or do you like take your time and actually like you let the song marinate in your head, you walk around, you go outside, you're
Yeah.
whistling it, you're hearing it, you're like, oh shit, I can actually come up with this is what I want to say on it, or you just keep repeating the chorus till the point where you know when you record it, you got it down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But so how do you approach your songwriting?
The process varies a lot. Sometimes I'll be able to sit down with an idea, come up with a title, and base my entire song off of that because I will
Mm-hmm.
dive into that specific feeling and it will unlock it. And other times,
Right.
it's exactly like you said. I'm like, man, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. So by the time I get there, I can just do it and just get it done. And I'll be honest with you, my memory is very terrible for that. So I'll have to write things
Mm-hmm.
on my notes. And I'll get bits and pieces, and then I'll come back and I'll refer to, oh yeah, I was working on that. Well, what was I thinking about when that happened? I got to go back into that stage and find where I was. Um, some things I'll research, even my own life or my past experiences to derive emotion from. Like a sad feeling could be from something genuinely sad that happened in my life. It has nothing to do with this sad subject. It's just that feeling. So what do I really want to say about it just comes out. So it varies a lot.
Okay.
Hang on,
So
I
with
gotta plug
that,
my laptop.
okay,
Sorry, I gotta plug my laptop in real quick.
All right, no
right on.
problem, man.
All right, y'all. I just want to hop in here again real quick. Yes, I know again, but you know what? We rock with a lot of people here, and a lot of people rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast. So I got to tell you about all these great people, all right? And this one right here, right now, is Mad K Studios, all right? Go check them out, madkstudios.com. Mad K is a dope artist, man. This guy can draw or paint almost anything, okay? He really, really specializes in like portrait arts for memorialization of your favorite car or a family member or a loved one or something like that. All right. Full commission artwork, no copy and paste shit or nothing like that. All right. Custom designs. If you want it, make sure you go hit up madkstudios.com for your custom art piece. And you can even go check out some of the pieces that he's done for freelance and stuff like that. And you can also get it on a shirt. He's got coffee mugs and mouse pads and all kinds of other decorative pieces of artwork that you can go and check out as well too. So if you're a connoisseur of art, you're looking for a nice piece of knickknack or something like that around the house, or if you want a custom artwork designed for a loved one or something that's cherished in your life that you want memorialized in an actual painting, a real painting, make sure you go check out madkstudios.com. Let them know Harcoast over at Music Making Sense Podcast sent you. All right, let's get back to the show.
It's a pretty cool little
No,
light
that's
you
makes-
got back in the back.
That's a cool light. I
It's
see
like a
that too.
purple little lava thing or whatever.
Thank you. I tried.
That's cool. So with that, like, so what do you think is what do you think is the most important for you as an artist? Music, the message, or the image? The visual.
Well, overall, I think that the image and the message are definitely kind of correlated. I feel, you guys talk about Eminem, but he's a GOAT. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best artists and possibly one of the best rappers ever to exist. But his message and his lyrics were so dark and they were so violent because that's the times and place that he was in. That's what he related to. I agree. But when I was listening to Eminem, when I first started listening to it, I was like, oh, I mean, I don't know about beating up this girl and throwing her in a trunk and driving off a bridge. I don't know about all that. But, going back with this mindset, looking at it, that was an artistic approach to what he was doing. But at the same time, that aired mainstream. And that's what really caught a lot of people was how he said that kind of stuff. for me, I want to change that message. I really like what NF does and how he talks about his path with God and how he's battled being a rapper versus a Christian rapper because of the stuff he talks about. And it's all his spirituality. I really enjoy that because he's talks about how he lets it guide it and where it takes him. I try to talk about that kind of stuff too. I made an entire album. It was based on one day. I think it's called This Entire Album Was Made in One Day. Maybe it's called This Entire Album. Yeah, that's it. TEA. And it is. It's a day. It starts out like when I wake up, what am I thinking about? What's my process? And as you go into the songs, it's the different thoughts and how they mix with what's about to happen. Now, what's in there is like the change of thought process is the change of your life. If you change your thought process, it's the same with addiction. If you change your thought process, you change your life. But it's changing this that people don't understand. For me, it's like angels can be demons on different days, and your mind changes in consistent age. That type of thing. And so it was a whole album.
So it's the message. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. You were saying you got the whole album, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's that message trying to tell you, like, yeah, I don't really know what I need to tell you, but I'd like to help. You know, sometimes the message it's unclear, but it's the message is being sent to me from somewhere. You know, something's helping me do better in life, so I want to help them do better in life with it. You know.
So that message is so you would put as a priority, so it would be message, music, and then the image, correct? Or would it be message, image, and then music? Or
probably message, image, music, yeah. But the music has to support everything that's behind that. You know, it has to be up to par with that.
Right.
Yeah, like kind of like what we talked about last week. We kind of did that dive when we were talking about the big three. And like basically what we came up with as well too is that, like, you know, the music has to be there. It has to be something that people can enjoy, you know, and so it's like the foundation, but then like the image and the message is really what has that long lasting portion of it.
I agree with that.
Do you have any music out right now?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of music out right now. I only have 2 albums on Spotify and paid resources, unfortunately. But I have lots of music out on my Instagram and on YouTube. I have like 200 videos probably. I try to take a lot of my older music from my older channels and put them on my most recent channel so that they were all in one place. That's the hardest part sometimes is finding it because my name is it's weird.
And that's what, but it's unique, and that's gonna, that's unique, and I think that's a good way to spell your name. I really like that. So no, that's unique, and it's easy to find. Yeah,
you know, it's a funny story because it's actually my name. I can show you my driver's license. My dad, he's 80 years old. He didn't graduate high school, so when he was writing my birth certificate, he genuinely spelled my name wrong like that.
Wow. That is interesting.
That makes sense.
I was like, you know, it's unique. It's definitely
it is unique. Yeah, definitely. And for those of y'all just listening only, I am showing his TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube up on the screen. So if y'all listening only to this on the audio, you definitely need to go check it out. And we'll have a link in the bio or in the description for everything for SeAth as well too. But yeah, it's SeAth as it says in the description. But yeah, that's definitely interesting that your dad just accidentally spelled it wrong because he didn't really know how to spell it. That is that's a hell of a story, man. Like people, you know, like my real name is Chris with a K, and people were always like, man, why is it with a K? I'm like, well, my mom was obsessed with Chris Christopherson whenever I was about to be born. You know what I'm saying? Because he did that Dracula movie like right around 86 whenever I was born. You know what I'm saying? I was born in 86. And so she was obsessed with that. So she put it in there or whatever. And it is what it is.
That's funny as hell.
That's the story of my shit. She knew how to, you know, she could spell, but, you know, she just spelled it Chris with a K. So, but it was really unique.
Crazy. My dad, you know, he doesn't have this. He went back and got his GED, but he didn't graduate high school. But he is still the most successful person in our family. As far as he has multiple businesses, he has multiple rentals and stuff that he does. He's does very well on his own, and
Yeah,
it's
the
crazy.
education doesn't always dictate everything. You
No,
know,
it's his story
Especially
like
is
school,
phenomenal to
especially
me.
school.
yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah,
like I mean, if you look at a lot of like successful people across time, a lot of them were, they didn't do well in school because of the structure in it. Their mind was not built for the structure. That's why they became successful. Because like I like the philosophy is look what look look what 90% of people are doing and do the opposite, and that's how you'll be successful. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so like that's kind of like the mindset that a lot of these entrepreneurs and like these visionaries have, is like, school puts you in a box and they're like, yo, I'm a fucking rectangle, man, get me the hell out of here. I'm a triangle or whatever. They're a totally different shape.
yeah,
And so like, but like for some people, I mean, like Elon, obviously he did decent. He learned a lot of shit in school, but I'm sure he taught himself a bunch too. But like your dad, hell, successful, doesn't have any kind of credential that most people would say is a solid education, but dude's doing way better than most other people who got a fucking 4-year degree from college,
yeah,
and are
yeah.
working at the local fucking factory or the local office, the local bank at the branch of the bank and shit like that.
Hmm.
So
It's like
yeah, it's
Hobson said: "Did the man who invented college go to college? Okay, then that's what he said."
that's a question.
I like that. I was like,
Mm.
oh,
Hobson's an interesting character, man. I listened to Hobson a little bit as well too. And what's that song about? He's talking about midnight rainbows or something like that. What's it called? Fuck.
oh, it's something just like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's a good one. And then he's got like the
Nocturnal
Illmind
Rainbows.
Nocturnal Rainbows. That's what it
Nocturnal
was. Yeah,
Rainbows.
Nocturnal
Yeah.
Rainbows is a good one. That's why I said Midnight Rainbows. That was close. But and then he's also got another song. I think it's the Ill Mind of Hobson 3 or 4, where he talks about his situation where he got signed to Ruthless Records and then they shelved him, and he
Mhm.
basically just had to bide his time until his deal was up, and then that's when he could actually get started making music and shit like that, because they shelved him on Ruthless, like something serious, man.
Mhm.
Like, and so yeah, he really he went off on that one, calling the fucking head of Ruthless fucking bitch and all kinds of crazy shit. But
See, he addressed that in music as
mhm,
his reaction to what was happening. That's what people wanted Cole to do. They wanted him to address it in the music.
mhm. Yeah, and I mean he kind of did, but at the same time, like we said, like he's not. That's not his message. That's not his brand. That's not his image. And so he was like, "Hey, look, kind of got out of pocket here. Let me get back to business."
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, is there anything else that you want to impart to people about you, Seth, about like what your music stands for, what you stand for as an artist, anything like that, to be like, hey, this is what I'm about, and if you're about this as well too, then this is who you need to check me out.
Well, I I make music based on my journey and like where I'm going, what's happening in life, and I am doing a little bit better and better and better as we go along. So a lot of people will gravitate towards my music and like what I put out because I put a lot into it to try to make it something that somebody would like, but it's also mine. And so if you tune into that, it's you can follow me along on my journey because I feel like we're going to go a lot of places from here, and it'll be very exciting. If anybody wants to like and comment, I try to be right there with you. I'm not in the background, ignoring your message or anything. I would like to engage with my fans and find out who you are and what you like, so like that we can connect on that ground too. Because it's not just about the music; it's about the connection I'm making with that music. So it'd be
Uh,
very exciting to see where everything goes, and you guys follow me along and come with me.
Absolutely. And that is where it's at. Every single one of y'all listening, and including you, said that is where it's at. That's where a lot of artists miss, is establishing that connection with their fans. The stronger the connection you have with your fans, the further that you can go in being successful. And everybody has their different level of success. You know what I'm saying? But if you build that deep connection with your fans, those are gonna be your super fans. The more super fans you have, the stronger your support network is in this music game. You don't have to feel like you're out here alone. And if you put out a bad song or a bad album, you're going to lose everything, because you got these super fans who will be like, hey, didn't really like that. Let's do something different again next time. Right. But they're still with you. You know what I'm saying? They're not fly by night. They're not fly by night casual listeners and stuff like that. They're right there with you. And so when you're at the, when you're in the ground level and you're still building, maintaining that connection with your fans at the bottom and as you're going up is going to be that key. You know, I always reference like a lot of people who have that cult like following. You know, we've talked about Taylor Swift before, Beyonce, you know, even ICP and stuff like that, right? To talk about three different like genres in general, right? They all have that super cult following to where it's like, this motherfucker could literally kill somebody in the street and I'm still going to rock with him probably. You know what I'm saying?
You got
like,
Swifties, the Beehive, and Juggalos.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he didn't kill somebody. It's like, no, he killed somebody. Like, no, he didn't. It's fine. You know, like you know, they'll ignore everything that you do because
just pay attention to what he's saying to you, like Donald.
Exactly. They'll like. They're right there. I mean, yeah, if you want to bring up Trump too, I mean, there's a situation, but he doesn't have as long of a reign with his cult as the other people do. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and even ICP, and Tech Nine as well too. Not as much with him, but I think ICP has a stronger cult following than Tech Nine does. But either way, exactly. Like, you know, or Kiss, right? The Kiss Army. You know what I'm saying?
Kiss Army, baby.
My dad's got one of the leather jackets still, but he, you know, it's that cult, man. And when you build that cult, has a negative connotation, obviously, but when you build that with your fans, yeah, it's the truth. When you build that, they will ride with you and they will be your strongest support network that you could ever have. Yeah, there's going to be the financial in there, right? Everybody needs financial to have a lifestyle to where you can continue making the music, continue entertaining and engaging with your fans. But from a promotional standpoint, they're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. They are going to annoy the piss out of their grandma with how much they talk about you as an artist, right? They'll be like, oh, you're like, their grandma's gonna be like, okay, fine, play their music. Let me listen to it, right? I think we just lost them for a second, but I'm gonna keep going. They, you know, that's what that cult following is going to be like for you. And so, you know, every single one of y'all listening right here, right now, Seth's, I think his internet connection dropped off or something like that. He hopefully he'll be back here in a second. But if he's not, he did part with you with something that me and KP talk to you all about all the time here on the thing is build that deep connection with your fans, because those are going to be the ones that are there. And Seth, he's on the right track because he's all about the message, the feelings, and connecting with his fans. I mean, that's a hell of a fucking start. I don't know what you think about it, KP.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird how he dropped off, though.
Yeah, I don't know. A second ago, he said he had to plug his laptop in. Maybe it didn't get plugged in all the way or something. It just randomly died or something. But, you know, shit happens. That's technology for you. But,
but anyway, I wanted to, I just want to give him a shout out as well and just wish him the best, man. Because, you know, definitely the fact that he's connected with his fans, that is the most important thing. And you guys saw that we shared his check out his music. Go check out SeAth. Check out him on Spotify and go check out his Instagram. And we'll make sure you guys will get the links down below as Harco's told y'all, and y'all know who we are.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Yeah, you didn't do that at the beginning. We were so psyched up to get it started. We forgot that part. But powered by Riverside, and that's how we were able to have this conversation here with Seth today. And but yeah, I mean, absolutely. Go check him out. Like I said, we got all the stuff down below, like we do with all these artists' profiles. This is the second one we've done so far. Go check out Royalties if you haven't checked out that one already. And these two artists are actually from the same label. You know, we have a few other people. I know KP, we were talking about last week on the show with the Break Room Chronicles people. We're trying to get the schedules aligned to get that taken care of. What was her name again? Lanisha, yeah, that's what it was. So we're gonna have her on at some point here in the future as well too. Whereas she's not an artist, she is in the entertainment industry, and you know, there's gonna be a lesson to be learned from the branding and the marketing and the entertainment value of what she does. That as an artist of any kind, you can take and emulate in your own style, you know, and yeah, absolutely. Like I said, check out everything we're doing as always. Keep tuning in and everything like that as well too. And any final thoughts or any messages or anything like that, KP?
Nah, man, I love the interview, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Dope.
Yeah, it was definitely
spotlights. So
it was definitely dope. So we're gonna keep on doing these, and so luckily SeAth had his sign off before his computer died, so that was positive right there. So I'll say for him, make sure you go check him out. Absolutely, give him some love and check out what he's doing. And if you like it, support the fuck out of him because he's a legit human and a legit artist at the same time. So we're gonna get the fuck up out of here, and we will see y'all in the next episode of Music Making Sense Podcast. Y'all have a good one. Play that funky music, KP. Yeah.
holla!